Hello everyone, welcome back to Easy Online English. I'm Sahara and today we have a part 3 video. On our channel we have 2 other videos that go over phrasal verbs and define them for you. And so we have created a part 3 because all of you seem to find the phrasal verbs very useful. All right, let's go. So just like in our previous videos, we are going to be giving you the most common usage of these phrasal verbs. So be aware that if you study them and you look them up on the internet, you may run into multiple definitions for these phrasal verbs. But in this video, we will be giving you the most common and useful one for you to use. So in the first section, all of these phrasal verbs use go. So here's the first one. Number 1 is go off on. Go off on. And to go off on someone means to scream at them or to talk angrily at them. So here's how it sounds in a sentence. I need to go home or my wife will go off on me. I need to go home or my wife will go off on me. Not good. All right, the second one is to go on. Go on. And go on just means to continue doing. So here's how it could be used. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Go on. Sorry to interrupt. Go on. This is also very similar to go ahead. You could use them interchangeably. Go ahead, go on, means to continue. Number 3 is to go around. To go around something or someone is to avoid it. So in a sentence, you could say this. You can get in the left lane to go around the traffic. You can get in the left lane to go around the traffic. All right, the next one is to go out. Go out. To go out means you are leaving the house to go get a meal. So to go get dinner or something like that at a restaurant. So you could say this in a sentence. I want to go out tonight for dinner. I want to go out tonight for dinner. Okay, and the next one is to go down. Go down. And you can use go down to mean a crashing ship or a plane. So to crash a ship or a plane, you could use go down. So here it is in a sentence. The ship went down somewhere in the Pacific. The ship went down somewhere in the Pacific. And the last one for go is to go against. To go against. And to go against means to disagree with something or someone or a topic or a belief. So here's how it sounds in a sentence. This goes against everything I believe. This goes against everything I believe. In this next section, all of these phrasal verbs use pull. So the first one is to pull up. Pull up. And to pull up means to drive your car to the front of a building, usually for the passenger. So the passenger can get out or get in the car. So you will pull up so they can leave or get in. So here's how you use it in a sentence. Can you pull up to the front before you park? Can you pull up to the front before you park? The next one is pull over. And this also has to do with the car. To pull over means that you stop driving and you park on the side of the road. So in a sentence, you could say, I had to pull over my car because the engine was smoking. I had to pull over my car because the engine was smoking. The next one is to pull in. Pull in means to park. So you are pulling into a parking space and you're parking your car. So in a sentence, you could say, I'm pulling in to the parking space right now. Maybe you're talking to somebody on the phone. I'm pulling in to the parking space right now. I'm here. And the next one is pull away. Pull away. And pull away means that you are distancing yourself from someone or something. Usually it's because you don't want to be near this person or you don't want to be associated with this group anymore. So here's how it can be used in a sentence. She decided to pull away from the group. She decided to pull away from the group. This means she doesn't want to hang out with them anymore. This one is pull apart. And pull apart just means to disassemble. So here's how you could use it in a sentence. He pulled apart my Legos. He pulled apart my Legos. And so imagine children fighting or something, and they pull apart each other's toys. The next one is to pull off. Pull off. And to pull off means to achieve something or to manage something that is very difficult. So here's how you could use it in a sentence. I can't believe he pulled off that presentation. I can't believe he pulled off that presentation. This means that maybe he didn't prepare, or maybe he doesn't know a lot about the subject. He pulled it off. He did it. The last one is to pull through. Pull through. And pull through means to survive a disease or a major health issue. So maybe somebody has cancer and you could say that you're hoping they pull through. But here's how you could use it in a sentence. He will get better. I know that he will pull through. He will get better. I know he will pull through. Okay, in this next section, all of these phrasal verbs use the word pick. Okay, so here's the first one. Pick up. Pick up means to retrieve something or someone. So you could use it with the car again. You could say, I need to pick up the kids from school. I need to pick up the kids from school. So if you remember a previous phrasal verb, you could pull up to the front of the school and pick up the kids. The next one is pick on. To pick on. And to pick on means to criticize or to make fun of someone. It's usually something that children say to each other. So a child might say, he's picking on me. He is picking on me. The next one is to pick up after someone. To pick up after someone. And this means that you are cleaning up someone's mess. So they come into a room, maybe they mess everything up or they make it dirty, and you come in afterwards and clean. So here's how you could say it in a sentence. I'm always picking up after my kids. I am always picking up after my kids. Maybe their toys are everywhere all of the time. You're always picking up after them, cleaning up after them. The next one is to pick at. Pick at. And to pick at means to eat something very slowly. So if you don't like the food, usually you just kind of maybe touch it or move it around the plate. So you're just kind of picking at it. So in a sentence, you could say, if he doesn't stop picking at his food, then he won't get a snack later. If he doesn't stop picking at his food, then he won't get a snack later. The next one is to pick up on something. Pick up on something. And this means that you detect or you notice something that's subtle. And maybe it's not being said, but you notice it. You understand the meaning. So you could say in a sentence, did you pick up on what he was saying? Did you pick up on what he was saying? So maybe he wasn't telling the truth or the whole story, but you could detect what he was trying to say. The last one is pick out. Pick out. To pick out means you just choose something out of a group of things. So here's how to use it in a sentence. She's going to pick out a wedding dress this weekend. She is going to pick out a wedding dress this weekend. All right, in this next section, all of these phrasal verbs use call. So for the first one, it is to call out of work. Call out of work. To call out of work means you are going to call your boss on the phone and you're going to tell them you're not coming in today. So here's how you could say it in a sentence. Because I was sick, I called out of work. Because I was sick, I called out of work. The next one is call on somebody. Call on. A call on is when a teacher usually asks a student to speak or to answer a question. So here's how you would say it in a sentence. The teacher called on Alex to answer the question. The teacher called on Alex to answer the question. The next one is to call off. Call off. The call off means that you are canceling plans or you're canceling an event that's happening. So here's a sentence. She was so upset that she decided to call off the wedding. She was so upset that she decided to call off the wedding. The next one is to call around. Call around. A call around means to call several people on the phone. So you're going to call this person and then this person and this person. So you're calling a group of people on the phone. So here's how to use it in a sentence. I had to call around to see if anyone had some flour I could borrow. I had to call around to see if anyone had some flour I could borrow. And the next one is to call up. Call up. To call up means to have a quick call with someone. And it's usually somebody that you don't talk to very often or you don't see very often. So here's a sentence for you to use. If you're ever in town, call me up. If you are ever in town, call me up. In our last section, all of these phrasal verbs use the word ask. So here's the first one. Ask out. Ask out. And to ask out means you're going to ask someone to go on a date with you. So you could say this. He asked her out this weekend. He asked her out this weekend. The next one is to ask around. This is kind of similar to call around, but you're not using the phone, right? You are in person. So you're going to ask this person, this person, this person, to try to gather information, right? So to ask several people about a question. So here's a sentence. I've been asking around, but nobody knows who he is. I have been asking around, but nobody knows who he is. The next one is to ask off. Ask off. To ask off means to request vacation or time away from work. So here's a sentence for you. She asked off work for the first week in July. She asked off work for the first week in July. The next one is ask in. Ask in. And ask in means to invite someone into your house. So here's a sentence. Are you going to ask me in? Are you going to ask me in? So maybe you're standing on somebody's front porch and they're talking to you and you want to come inside. Are you going to ask me in? The next one is to ask for it. Ask for it. And this means to provoke a negative reaction. So here is an example sentence. You asked for it, you got it. It's a little threatening. You're saying that this person provoked you into being rude or mean or whatever thing you did. So you asked for it, you got it. And the last one is to ask about. Ask about. And ask about means to ask how someone is doing. It's usually two people talking about somebody else that's not there. So you could say, I wanted to ask you about your mom. How is she? I wanted to ask you about your mom. How is she? Thank you everyone for watching another one of our videos here on Easy Online English. And for this video, we want you to use one of these phrasal verbs in your own sentence. So write it down in the comments below and we will let you know if it's right or wrong. Also, if you know somebody else that is learning English, definitely send this video to them and the other phrasal verb videos. They are very helpful for advanced learning. And of course, like and subscribe down below. We'll see you next time. Bye.